The Wisconsin Realtors Association predicts an excellent year for sales in Wisconsin. We'll have more on that up next. Your real estate news starts now. Thank you for watching your real estate news. I'm Stacy Hansen. It's time to take a look at this week's real estate numbers. The Wisconsin Realtors Association reports 104,895 new statewide listings year to date. That's a drop of 5.7% from last year. Now let's take a look at median home prices throughout south central Wisconsin as of November 2016. In Dane County, median price for a home is $253,900. In Columbia County, it's $149,500. In Rock County, it's $128,000. In Greene County, median price for a home is $142,000. In Sauk County, it's $166,900. In Iowa County, it's at $138,750. In Lafayette County, median price for a home is $120,000. In Richland County, it's $174,500. And in Grant County, the median price for a home is $131,500. The regional average median price of a home in south central Wisconsin is $190,000. That's up 2.8% over November of last year. The Wisconsin Realtors Association's board chairman, Eric Sowell, said it's been an excellent year for sales in Wisconsin, and unless the tight inventories keep December sales down, we should see a record year for the Wisconsin housing market. Every region in the state saw healthy sales growth in November. All but the south central region of Wisconsin were up by double-digit margins. The south central region sales increased 4.1%. The WRA says that the very tight inventories in Dane County contributed to that. There were just 3 months of available supply in Dane County in November. That was the lowest inventory level for any county in the state. Statewide, the number of homes for sale fell to just 36,231 in November. Cascade Mountain in Portage, Wisconsin has begun a $9 million expansion project. This is the first phase of a 3-phase expansion project. The first phase is set to include 2 new lifts and 8 new trails. According to Cascade Mountain, the cream of the new expansion will be the 3 more difficult trails named B-Dub, A-Wall, and E-Walk. They will be cut on the far east side of Cascade, which says they'll be some of the best skiing trails they have for intermediate and better skiers and riders. Phase 1 of the expansion project will also include an expanded main lodge, paved parking, additional snowmaking, and several base area improvements. The new Cindy Pop Express lift is already open for the season. Cascade Mountain in Portage currently has 25 trails open. Stick around, we'll have more real estate news right after the break. Welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with Rob Grether from Lake Point Realty. Welcome back, Rob. So how was your year?
2016 has been a great year. There's been a lot of activity in real estate and in other things going on throughout the country, around the world. But as far as the real estate market goes, I think everybody can agree, it was a very active one, and there's a lot of good things happening throughout the real estate market.
Yeah, we've been reporting on a lot of great numbers in Wisconsin just as a whole. We just got to get some more out there to sell, really, and it could be an even better market. So what do you foresee for the next year, for 2017? Well,
there's a lot of uncertainty as to who's going to do what to who in 2017. So that obviously is a little uncertain, but I think that if interest rates stay where they are, or at least not, going too crazy, everybody should be, pretty well primed to continue buying and selling. Inventory obviously still being an issue. I see a lot of new construction out there, so that's, obviously a good sign. And, I've got buyers and sellers waiting for the new year to come. I think we're all kind of on a holiday hiatus right now, and, waiting for some things to calm down and get back to business.
So let's get to one of the features that we like to do with you, kind of your neighborhood of the week. So which neighborhood would you like to highlight this time with us?
Well, I've got some action right now over in the like the Seminole Hills area.
Okay.
Just kind of north of McKee Road. There's just some beautiful homes over in that area. It's very busy in that area in general, north and south of McKee. I think people know, there's been a lot of development in that area in the last 5, 10, 15, years. Some good commercial things as well as some great houses that have been there and are, being built in that area as well.
Yeah, that really is just a gorgeous, gorgeous area too. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would love to get their hands on some real estate in that area. So what else? What other neighborhoods are you seeing around that you're liking?
Well, I mentioned the north part of the McKee area. If you go south of there, there's some more modest homes. There are also some condos in that area. There's, not to say, a lot of multifamily stuff, but there is, some complexes over there to offer people some, some options as far as, housing in that area. And again, that's just been a nice area in the last 10 years to see a lot of development and, some good commercial things. The activities for the families and for individuals to be involved in is really outstanding.
Yeah, it sure has. Well, thanks so much, Rob. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with Josh Lavik and Associates with the man himself, Josh Lavik. Thanks for coming on the show today. So what's going on in real estate this month?
Well, it's December and it's cold out there, lots of snow, and as you can imagine, I thought it might be appropriate to just talk about the seasonality. So, what it's like to sell homes in the winter. One of the common questions I get from people is, do homes even sell in the winter?
Right.
Can you imagine that, right? So I would say the overwhelming answer is yes, homes do still sell in the winter, just maybe not as much. But certainly if, some people feel a little overwhelmed, I'm sure you might be feeling that as well with the holidays approaching and gifts and whatnot. So, but, some of the advantages of selling this time of year is that you're not competing against other home sellers as much. There's not as many other listings to compete against if you're going on the market. Plus, if you do find buyers out there that usually if they're out looking in this kind of weather, then they're going to be pretty motivated and serious.
Yeah, I suppose if people are out there in this cold and snow that we've been having this year, they've got to be serious.
Absolutely.
So do you have some properties to share with us today for those serious buyers?
Yeah, sure. I thought I'd talk today about a couple of lakefront properties. So the first one is, are you ready for this? On the waterfront? So
yeah.
First one is at 2947 Camp Leonard Road. This is over on Lake Wabisa, kind of a special property. What's unique about this is it's actually two houses on 350 feet of frontage. Now to give you a perspective, most of the lots over there are about 60 or 70 feet of frontage, but this one's just a huge lot. It's right over on the east end of the lake, so you get beautiful sunsets, good school district right near Babcock Park, located right off Highway 51 there. So.
That sounds like a pretty nice place. Now, I understand that you've got not one, but more than one lakefront property available right now.
Yeah, another one, this one's in my office has listed, another agent in my office. It's 405 Woodward Drive, and it's over on the north side of Lake Mendota by Warner Park. It's a smaller lot, 76 feet of frontage, but it's kind of a nice mix of an old cabin feel with some modern updates. The original house was built in 1910, and then they obviously have added on and made some changes over the years. So, but this one they just slashed the price about 50 grand, so this one's down to $724,900. So.
Wow, that sounds like a cool one too. And just real quickly, in the time we have left, what are some things that people should consider on this lakefront living? Yeah,
so on the lake you've got just some different, usually zoning restrictions. You've got shoreland zoning to deal with. So there might be rules for tearing down a property or doing some rehab. Property taxes are typically a lot higher. They're going to be based on the assessed value. But living on the lake is pretty awesome. You can go boating, swimming, kiteboarding, snowmobiling in the winter, or ice fishing like we're going to get to do here pretty soon. And really you just have this awesome sense of peace every time you come home.
Yeah, and who doesn't want that when they come home? Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Josh. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with Brian Pitch from Pacific Union Financial. Welcome, Brian. Good to have you here. So at Pacific Union, you've got a wide variety of loan programs and options. Why is that so important when you're trying to get pre-approved for a home loan out there?
Yeah, thanks for having us back, Stacy. The reason it's important is because you can get a pre-approval from any bank in town, but coming to a lender like Pacific Union Financial, what you're getting is a mortgage professional that's familiar with all of the loan programs and processes that are out there. And every borrower, every person that's looking to purchase a home is going to have individual needs. And having someone, a professional that's familiar with the variety of programs out there is going to allow you to be, number one, educated, but then also have access to what will end up ultimately being the best loan product, loan program for you, whether it's a federally insured loan or a loan that allows you to bring less than 20% to the table. Those are things that any borrower is going to want to know so that they can make the best decision for them and their family.
So kind of walk us through the process. How do you go about getting pre-approved?
It's really simple. I mean, the first step is just to call myself up or a lender like me, have a conversation, figure out the best way to get an application in. What the lender's then going to do is take that information, take a look at credit, asset history, and then make a determination about what the best direction is going to go. The nice thing about what we do at Pacific Union is we run a pre-approval through an underwriting system right away to determine if we can get it in a eligible loan, an approved loan. And then it's really just a conversation with that professional that you're working with to talk about all of the nuances, the specifics of the process, so that the two of you can work hand in hand to, again, craft the loan to the best needs of the borrower so that everything goes as smoothly as possible from the beginning of the process, which is the pre-approval, all the way to closing the loan and getting the keys to a new home.
Makes sense. Now, I wonder what's the difference between going to just say like a local bank to get a pre-approval as opposed to coming to Pacific Union Financial?
Yeah, again, I think I touched on that a little bit earlier, but more specifically, it's really about having a lender that's capable of providing multiple options to a borrower. What you don't want is you don't want to go to a lender and have them tell you that you're approved for a loan, but really only have one way of doing it. What you really want is you want somebody that's going to provide you with multiple options so that you and your partner, your family, you can sit down, take a look at your own personal finances, and figure out what is the best option for you. One example would be just simply, moving into a new property and tapping out all of your resources in terms of your savings. It may not always be the best idea, and if there's an option to do it in a different way, because there's always unforeseen expenses when you move into a house. You might decide that the polar vortex is coming and you need to buy a snowblower to clear the driveway, things like that. So unforeseen expenses. So you just want to have somebody that's going to be able to provide you with a lot of different options.
Makes sense. Well, thanks so much, Brian. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Stacy. It was great to be back.
And welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with John Roeske from 4Cap Real Estate. Welcome, John. Good to have you on the show. So tell us a little bit about what you do there at 4Cap Real Estate.
Thanks for having me, Stacy. Well, at 4Cap Real Estate, we really focus on pretty much all flavors of real estate offerings, development, investment, property management, asset management, and a little brokerage on the side too. Pretty much exclusively commercial. We do some residential though too. So that's about it.
So what are you working on right now? You've got a lot of exciting things going on.
Yeah, well, most recently, I've been working on, this concept, Rabinia Courtyard, which came online October of 2015. It's been open for 14 months now. We worked on it for about 2 years prior, so yeah, we're on our 4th year actually in this project's existence. And we're really excited because it's obviously in the heart of the Cap East District, the 4 blocks being the 800 blocks of East Washington. And most recently, the Plan Commission of the City of Madison just approved 2 buildings to the left of us, actually, on this abandoned, or I shouldn't say abandoned, but empty parcel here, the Spark and the Cosmos. So really excited about it because American Family's bringing in 160,000 square feet, housing 400 new employees. Starting Block, which is going to be Madison's new entrepreneurial hub, is going to be housing 200 potential employees in there as well. And then Frank Productions is building a 2,500 person music venue right next door to that as well, and there's an opportunity for some more office, hotel potential on top of that as well. So really excited because it's right next door to us.
Yeah, and that's such an exciting new area, such so up and coming. This is called the Cap East District. How can people participate and get involved in all this energy that's going on down there?
Well, and you know, High Noon Saloon's down there, obviously, so frequent that. Bree Stevens Field is doing so many events now, 185 scheduled events a year. There's just so much energy being poured in, so you know, find an opportunity to participate, a venue to visit, a restaurant to eat at, and you know, just keep adding to the energy. So.
Yeah, and I had the pleasure of visiting Rabinia too, and I was so impressed with all you've got there. Go over a little bit too what you've got the three restaurants there.
Yeah, well, we've got Julep, a Southern restaurant, Barolo, a wine bar, and then Black Locust Cafe, which is a you know, a daytime, nighttime cafe, smaller enclave, if you will, of spaces that you know, caters to all walks of life. So we're really excited about everything going on in the Cap East District. So excited that we've launched a new fund to augment the projects that we've been working on. That'll be starting in January using Wisconsin's new crowdsourcing laws. So we're really excited to move forward.
Yeah, and such a great place you've got there, and I think the courtyard too is kind of a crowning jewel of it too. They've got a shared courtyard between all three, which was so nice. Definitely check out the Cap East District. Thank you so much, John, for stopping by the show today.
Absolutely, thanks, Stacey.
Welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm Ellen Barrett with this special report. And now Thanksgiving is behind us and Christmas is right around the corner. And when family and friends come to visit, we all want our home to look its holiday best. Home design expert Sarah Fishburne joins us this morning with advice on giving your decor the edge up with the latest trends. Hello, Sarah. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, as we gear up for the holiday season, Sarah, can you tell us some of this year's top trends for interior decor?
Yeah, they're definitely following what we've been seeing in the rest of the year, with blues being a really important color for the holiday season. It's also about monochromatic palettes, so really layering in that same family, as well as incorporating some texture into those palettes. So incorporating burlaps and velvets and embroidery. Those are all great ways to really, add some depth to it, as well as adding some natural elements like pine cones. Again, that really rounds it all out.
I love that. Some super unique stuff in there too that can really make you stand out, and that kind of leads into my next question. Any advice for making your home kind of stand out from your neighbor's home and make you look unique?
Absolutely, and I always tell people it's really about the tree and going out and finding that perfect tree that does what you want it to do with LED technology and all the functions you can now get in a tree. The one here is the Splendored Spruce that is a multi-function tree that with a push of the button, I can change the color as well as change the function of the tree, which is a really great interactive thing to have for the family. You can pick something for the whole season or let someone in the house pick every single day.
What a great conversation piece as well if you're having guests over, something to talk about and to kind of play with as well. And now, from colors to decor, how can we keep the holiday traditions and still add subtle style to our homes?
Yeah. I tell them to start with the front door and incorporate wreaths throughout the house. And you don't have to stick to one type of wreath. The metal bow is a great example that you can incorporate from the front door or even on a tabletop. To a champagne glitter wreath is a great one. Ornament ball wreaths, but also like a wintry mix. That's a great one that can incorporate and fit in a lot of different homes. But again, you don't have to stick to one family and only have that. You can mix and match these and have a lot of fun with it.
And now holiday decorating in general can get out of hand really fast. I know for me personally, if I step into a store, I could probably drop hundreds of dollars if I wanted to. So any advice for staying trendy, but also remaining on a budget?
Absolutely. You can stay a little smaller and you don't have to break the bank. But I encourage people to think about tabletop. That really goes a really long way, with lanterns and deer that you can incorporate, as well as ribbon goes so far that you can, tie that on a banister, on lights, on other pieces that you already have, even decorative picks. If you have plants already inside that you leave all year, incorporate picks into that, or even just a vase that you might have. But throw pillows is a great way. And also, don't forget about that front door. Change out your doormat, put a holiday mat down, and instantly you're into the season.
Absolutely. And now something that I've also seen is that smartphones are getting in on the decorating action. So tell us about the high-tech options for those who are looking to have a smart Christmas.
Yeah, technology continues to get better and better, and there's always new technology being introduced into Christmas. So I encourage people to go to the store and really see it for themselves. But app lights are huge. So you can string these together and control them with your smartphone. So you can do the functions, the timing, everything with your smart device. Another great technology is the Star Shower, which is a projector that really can shoot lights to the whole front of the house, and you're instantly kind of decorated. So there's so many great technologies, from those two items to all the different LED trees.
Absolutely. And now, just out of curiosity too, Sarah, do you have any favorite staples or decorations that you love to do every year and are maybe your go-to when you're decorating for the holidays?
It is. I always kind of pull out those kind of pieces that I've had. There's some, throw pillows that I always go to, that I always are my staples. But I actually, my little hidden gem is I love poinsettias and incorporating not only live ones, but artificial ones outside. And I kind of decorate those. And my go-to, I actually don't stick with the red. I go towards the more coral ones. And I leave them up a little past the holiday season because they look so good. And I put them in different pots, and they just feel like great, beautiful decoration.
I love that, and I love the use of different decorations that maybe you can extend past Christmas. You don't feel like you have to box everything up when the holiday is over. And you just have so much great information. Where can our viewers go if they have some more questions or want to access some of this information?
Absolutely. You can visit any of our Home Depot stores or go on homedepot.com.
Wonderful. Again, Sarah Fishburne, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it, and we'll be back with more real estate news right after this on Wisconsin's 57 Television.
I'd like to thank our guests for their time today, and you, our viewers, for tuning in. Be sure to join us again next week. I'm Stacey Hansen for the Real Estate News, making a positive impact and leading the real estate market.